I sure can. Hello everyone, I'm Mooncakes, and this is the process of how I make my effects and backgrounds in my animations. This is gonna be very unscripted, so I apologize in advance if I sound really awkward or something. Carrying on, I'm gonna show you how to make these kaleidoscope backgrounds I use for my transformations, and also the rapid motion backgrounds and the static backgrounds. To begin, the app I'm going to be using to make the kaleidoscope backgrounds and everything else is Power Director. Now for this part, I'm simply just putting on a base video with the stock footage Power Director comes in. And I'm also going to be adding an overlay element. For this, for my transformations, I always use a magic circle, which I drew on myself with Medibang paint. As you can see here, I'm applying a kaleidoscope effect for the kaleidoscope background. That sounds very stupid, but that's how it works. I say a lot, don't I? My goodness. Now, you can see me applying various blending modes to see which ones fit the background the best. I stuck with this one the most, and you can just see me extending it so it lays on the entire video. Once I'm done with that, I apply keyframes so I can move the magic circle around so it looks like it's spinning against the background. This looks very silly, but I can assure you it works. So when I do that, the magic circle will spin around along with the background, see? You can leave it as it is, but I'm taking it a step further by applying another kaleidoscope filter on the circle. Now I'm just tweaking the settings around, as you can see on the bottom, so I can see which setting I like better. I'm also going to resize the thing so it takes up the entire screen and doesn't leave any awkward screen cups aside. Screen cups? Screen cuts. And this is what it looks like. This is only a base background I'm not actually going to use for any of my animations. However, I did apply the same technique to my recent character, Halwyn. This is her background, and for hers, I added an extra overlay video, so it has some extra sparkle along with the base video and the overlay. I just added some filters, changed the hue, and added a kaleidoscope effect, so you can see this golden shimmer effect on the purple background. Since her main colors, my character Halwyn, is purple and yellow. Static backgrounds. So static backgrounds are basically the same process, but there's no magic circle, so I use these for segments of animation that have a lot going on in them. A lot, like a big range of movement, a lot of effects. I usually make calmer backgrounds so they don't overwhelm the eyes. I use a light overlay feature that Power Director has, and that is what it looks like. Quick motion backgrounds. So basically these are the backgrounds I use when someone in the shot is moving really fast. You can see these with my recent characters, Greg and Kendra. I don't know why I adopted an accent for a second, but okay. Fun fact, these backgrounds are inspired by Miraculous Ladybug and Winx Club. Anyway, here on the screen you can see me tampering around with effects and light motion. I use the Starfield effect so I can get this beautiful galaxy background with the stars in space, and I also use the hot color effect to make it more pink. For this part, I'm going to be using an effect called Stretch Segment on the backgrounds. It's how I get the quick motion effect with all the bars and stuff. You can find it in the distortion little thingy in the effects tab. Now, in the stretch segment, you can adjust angles, stretchiness, and offset. I usually just mess around with the settings so it goes the way I want it to look in my animations. I make it either go horizontal, vertical, or diagonal depending on where the character is moving. Vertical if they're looking straight up, horizontal if they're spinning around and the camera pans to the bottom, you know what I mean. You can see it with my character Kendra. Here you can see me putting everything together in CapCut, my main editing program. I notice I use a lot of apps when I make these animations, but it's mostly on your personal preference. I just prefer PowerDirector because it's much easier to make backgrounds. Now, for this part, I'm going to be showing you how to do the effects I use for my animations. I use Flip the Clip to make everything. Now, there's no easy way to tell you this, but you're gonna have to suffer for a bit. What I mean by that is that you have to draw in the effects yourself with a separate layer. I mean, I don't use every single one of my effects in my transformations isn't entirely made by me. Sometimes I use free green screen effects from other channels. It saves a lot of time and effort. Now, when I finish the effects layer, I put everything in a green screen so that when I take them to a light motion, I have them all in separate pieces. I just need to remove the green screen using a chroma key filter. As you can see on the screen, I have already a bunch of effects put up on the separate layers. I'm just hiding all of them to see for you guys to see how I did it. So there's the chroma key filter. I also added a gradient overlay and some glowing, so the color pops out more and blends in with the background. I did the same thing with my effects layer, and I added the blending mode so it helps shine brighter. What? What did I just say? Anyway, I added some color filters to the effects layer, particularly this cloud layer, which I'm very fond of. Very pretty, very cool. I also added electric edges because this character specifically has a lightning motif, so I thought I'd fit in nicely. And then throw in the blending mode altogether, so that way everything is complete. So I hope you guys found this at least a bit useful, and I'm gonna go grab some food now. Bye bye!